Welcome back to the Vale Echo. Tonight we journey into the chilling stillness of an ordinary Idaho town, a town that would soon become the epicenter of one of the most talked about mysteries on the internet. Picture the quiet streets under a blanket of snow, the soft glow of streetlights flickering through the cold air, and a silence so deep it almost whispered that something was about to change forever. In the distance, the warmth of a college house stands out, laughter once echoed through its walls. But tonight, flashing red and blue lights cut through the darkness. Police tape flutters in the wind as officers move quietly, their faces grim. The air feels heavy, thick with confusion and disbelief. Inside the house, investigators search every inch for clues, trying to make sense of what happened within those now haunted walls. A shadow moves through the night, a hooded figure walking alone down the empty, snowy street. No one knows who they are or what they carry in their thoughts. The snow absorbs the sound of every step, the streetlights stretching their silhouette long and eerie. Somewhere behind closed curtains, people peek through their windows, afraid to look yet unable to turn away. Inside a dimly lit police station, detectives gather around a corkboard covered in photos, red strings, and scribbled notes. The glow of monitors reflects in their tired eyes. Every detail matters, every second counts. Somewhere in those connections lies the key to the truth. But as the investigation deepens, so does the mystery. Outside, the town is restless. Fear spreads faster than the winter wind. Whispers echo across coffee shops, dorm rooms, and quiet corners. Who could have done this? Why here? Why them? The questions multiply, but answers remain hidden behind the thin curtain of uncertainty. And then something unexpected happens. The story leaks online. Reddit threads begin to form, filled with speculation, theories, and screenshots. What started as a tragedy in one small town suddenly becomes the obsession of millions. But for now, in this moment, the beginning, no one knows the storm that's about to unfold. The night remains still except for the flashing lights that paint the snow in shades of red and blue. Somewhere, a detective holds a piece of evidence under a flashlight, unaware that soon the world will analyze it too. Somewhere, a student scrolls through their phone, trying to process what happened down the street. This was the night silence broke, the night the world turned its gaze toward Idaho, the night that would ignite a digital war between truth and obsession. And as the sun begins to rise over that snow-covered town, one thing becomes clear: this is no longer just a case for the police. It's about to become a story rewritten by millions of strangers online, each desperate to uncover the truth. The story had barely settled when the internet erupted. Reddit threads multiplied like wildfire, thousands of users, each claiming to have cracked a piece of the puzzle. On glowing screens in dark bedrooms, strangers from across the world became digital detectives, scrolling through news articles, maps, and screenshots with surgical precision. Some sought justice, others sought fame, but all were drawn to one question: who was the Idaho killer? On Reddit, theories formed like spiderwebs, cold, logical, threaded with evidence and timelines. In one corner of the world, a young man sat in the dim glow of his monitor, reading every post, every clue. Coffee cups stacked beside him, eyes red from sleepless nights. On his screen, usernames debated, dissected, and cross-referenced details from police reports. To them, this wasn't just a crime, it was a community mission. But while Reddit built its case through logic, TikTok built it through emotion. On the other side of the digital battlefield, creators filmed reaction videos, dramatic reenactments, and bold accusations. "I think I know who did it," one TikToker whispers into her phone, her eyes wide with conviction. "Watch till the end." Her video goes viral overnight. Millions watch, share, and comment, each believing they've joined the hunt. The two worlds collided: reason versus reaction, analysis versus adrenaline. Split screens filled with arguments, Reddit users mocking TikTok's dramatics, TikTok creators accusing Reddit of being cold and detached. But deep inside both platforms was the same pulse: curiosity and obsession disguised as justice. Inside a police station, detectives watched it unfold with growing frustration. On one monitor, they tracked evidence; on another, viral misinformation spreading like wildfire. A detective sighs: they're building their own case faster than we are. But the truth is, the internet never sleeps. While officers rest, millions continue searching, connecting dots that may or may not exist. Maps pinned with red dots flood the web, each marker claiming to reveal something new. One Reddit post claims to have found the suspect's car. Another TikTok video shows a blurred figure walking through the night, captioned, "Was this him?" Every new theory sparks a storm of likes, shares, and arguments. In this digital frenzy, facts begin to blur with fiction. Innocent people are named, false leads go viral, but still the clicks grow and so does the attention. News outlets begin quoting internet sleuths as sources. the boundary between investigation and entertainment fades. In basements, bedrooms, and dorm rooms, people hunch over glowing screens, chasing the same ghost. They scroll through Reddit threads, watch TikTok clips, and refresh news pages, all believing they're part of something greater, a movement of truth seekers rewriting justice. But as the chaos deepens, one thing becomes undeniable: the internet isn't just watching the case anymore, it's steering it, shaping public opinion, influencing perception. For the first time, the court of public opinion is larger than any courtroom. The race for the truth has become a race for attention. And in that race, no one, not even the truth itself, is safe. The storm had reached its peak. What began as whispers on Reddit and reactions on TikTok had transformed into a full-blown digital war. Screens across the world flickered with breaking news, comment threads, and live streams dissecting every movement of the investigation. The Idaho case was no longer confined to the quiet town. It had become an internet obsession, a spectacle where everyone played detective, judge, and jury. In dark rooms lit only by the glow of screens, Reddit users celebrated their latest discoveries. Threads filled with theories stretched endlessly, comments piling by the second. "We found him," one post claimed, backed by screenshots and unverified evidence. Upvotes poured in. For the online investigators, this wasn't just research anymore, it was victory. The thrill of the chase had become addictive. On TikTok, creators went live. Faces filled with urgency and adrenaline. "Breaking update," they'd announce, their voices echoing over millions of phones. "Sources confirm the suspect's capture." Edits flashed with dramatic music, old photos, and flashing red titles. The videos spread like wildfire, truth and rumor fused into one unstoppable stream of content. Meanwhile, inside a police department, the reality was far different. Detectives sat exhausted, surrounded by stacks of reports and screens showing viral clips of their own investigation. "It's like they're running their own case," one officer muttered. The detectives knew every rumor mattered now. Public perception was shaping the case faster than evidence ever could. As headlines spun, the chaos grew. False leads went viral. Innocent people were accused, their photos circulating across platforms. A TikTok creator cried on livestream after realizing they spread misinformation. Another deleted all their posts in panic. But it was too late. The internet had moved on, hungry for the next twist. News anchors began referencing Reddit theories. Podcasters released hour-long deep dives. The line between fact and fantasy dissolved. Even as real updates came from police briefings, most viewers believed what they saw online first. The investigation had become entertainment, an algorithm-fed saga. Then one morning, everything shifted. A breaking news alert flashed: a suspect had been arrested. Across the world, screens lit up in unison. Reddit threads exploded with celebration. "We did it," users posted. TikTok creators went live shouting, "We called it first." For a brief moment, digital detectives felt victorious. Justice in their eyes had been served. But behind that triumph was something darker. Many realized they weren't chasing justice anymore, they were chasing attention. The faces behind usernames felt the weight of their words. The theories, the accusations, the noise, all of it had consequences. As the world watched the handcuffed suspect on TV, a silence washed over the internet. The same silence that once blanketed that small Idaho town returned, but this time it wasn't peace, it was reflection. Because in the end, the internet had found its killer, but it had also revealed something far more chilling: the truth about us. In the race to catch the Idaho killer, maybe the real story wasn't about who committed the crime, but